everyone, Charai5 here. So about a month ago, the Sonic social media team, I believe it was them, they produced and released a trailer for something called the Chaotix Casefiles. It's something that I have not had the time to sit down and listen to, just because I have had things in my personal life take precedence over my job, and so I haven't really been able to sit down and really work on stuff for the past month and a half or so. And even before that, I was working on stuff behind the scenes, so it's been a while since I've actually sat down and like really focused on anything that's going on in the Sonic world and the gaming world. And I think that a good way for me to kick off incorporating content again would be to sit down and finally listen to these things, especially because there have been people who have been asking me what my opinion on these audio dramas is. And I can't say anything because I literally don't know. Like, I don't know what's happening in them, what the story is, if it's just audio, the format, anything. I know bits and pieces of what has happened. At the time of recording this, episode 5 just came out about a week ago, so I'm assuming if there's another episode, it's going to come out maybe in the next few days, considering that episode 4 was almost 2 weeks ago, so it might be coming in a couple days after I'm recording these. You know, so I know Vanilla's in it, I know Vanilla has a voice actor, I know that Tangle and Whisper are in it. That is the I know that Rebecca Sugar, I think, like, wrote the song, which is, like, nuts to me. But other than that, like, I know nothing. I don't know anything about the plot. I don't know anything about what's going on. There were people who said that, were kind of lamenting that, like, I wasn't reacting in real time, right? Because you're not going to get my reaction to Tangle and Whisper being here. For me, it's kind of whatever, because I don't really know Tangle and Whisper yet. I have not read the IDW comics, so I don't really know them as characters yet. So it is interesting to see, like, what's going to happen here, and if there's any references to the comics, I'm going to be a little lost, and I've talked about my dislike of mixing media and stories like this, but maybe not. But in any case, I'm going to start off with both the trailer and episode 0 today, just because, again, I haven't even watched the trailer. Like, genuinely, I don't even know how this was presented. I know next to nothing, but I don't want to keep you guys too long with an introduction. Let's get right into my reaction to the trailer. I'm assuming this is probably not going to be too visually interesting, and you're just going to really be watching what I'm listening to, so let's get started. I do like this 1920s, 30s-esque presentation.
The world of Sonic the Hedgehog has been thrust into a not-so-dark,
apple juice,
not-so-stormy, hard-boiled detective story
that's Keith Silverstein.
Nobody saw coming.
That's Vector.
This show has it all. Massive mystery.
By the way, there's a big mysterious package out here for you.
Investigative intrigue.
Chaos erupted at the City Museum this morning when an unidentified red intruder burst in and stole a priceless relic.
A red intruder?
I found something.
Thrilling action.
Okay, pause. I just want to say, this is something that I haven't really had the chance to talk about since I'm still so behind on making a video on Crossworlds. And I probably won't for a while just because there's still DLC coming out and all that. But I think it's so funny that ever since Colleen O'Shaughnessy took over for Tails, her take on Charmy, because she's been voicing Charmy since the Studiopolis change happened. So she's been voicing Charmy since the current cast we have, so like for 16 years now. And in those 16 years, I feel like every time Charmy's in a game, he sounds different because things keep changing. Because at the beginning it was Kate Hudson, right? Kate Hudson was Tails, then she stopped being Tails, and then Colleen took over, and so Colleen's Tails sounded a lot like her original voice for Charmy, and then that had to change a lot too. So like you can especially hear it in the original Generations versus X Shadow. Like her Charmy changed a lot, and then you can hear it sort of change a little bit more in Crossworlds as well. And so like there's just this, how do we make him sound without sounding too much like these other characters because they're voiced by the same voice actor? It's very interesting.
Charmy, it's gonna try to flatten us.
Well, if that thing hits either one of us, we're pancakes. I'm gonna try and sting its head.
No, Charmy, wait.
And saxophones.
Oh, saxophones.
Lots of
beautiful
saxophones. Follow Sonic and the intrepid Chaotix Detective Agency as they take on their biggest case yet. This high-flying, action-packed adventure will take them across the world, fighting for every clue they can find.
Tuck and roll!
It's one heck of a tale.
Square
Which is
Station.
good, because this story might be the only thing that can save their lives.
Ah, well, if that's all, I can just dispose of you.
Wait, what?
All will be revealed in Sonic the Hedgehog presents the Chaotix Casefiles. Coming soon to wherever you get your podcasts.
That's your mystery you wouldn't want to miss when the Chaotix are on the case.
That's so Rebecca Sugary. That's it really does sound very Rebecca Sugar. It's, you know, this is tough because like they are audio dramas. So it's just like it's tough for me to really chime in because I'm too focused on listening, right? So it's just like I don't want to talk over what I'm listening to. In any other situation, and even during like trailers and whatever that I watch, it's a little easier to react just because it's like, okay, what's being said is probably as important as what you're seeing. But here, the storytelling and everything is done through audio. And also, I compiled like all the footage I was gonna need before I started recording. Something I did not realize was that these are all, because episode 0 is like 10 minutes. And I figured they were probably gonna be like short little Tales Tube-esque kind of episodes. But every single one after this is like a TV show, basically. Like they're all 20 to 25 minutes long. And I didn't know that. So we're just gonna do the trailer and episode 0 today. And I'll figure out how I can do this because I would like to provide input, but I also, that also I think means that I'm going to have to pause every little bit, and I don't know how that's going to flow as a video. So I guess there's only one way to find out. This does look very interesting. I love the presentation. I love the noir. I love it's very good. I think that this is something that very much suits the Chaotix as a team, and I'm glad that they are doing stuff like this. All right, episode 0. Chaotix are on the case.
In a world where I, Vector the Crocodile, have been practicing this awesome hard-boiled detective voice in the bathroom, one group of brave private investigators
Very good.
is about to make a difference.
Oh,
Vector,
I love it.
who are you talking to in there?
Espio.
Espio. I just had the radio on.
Okay.
Privacy's hard to come by for a dedicated gumshoe, especially for a charismatic...
Dude, I
powerful
love this
crocodile such as
Vector
yours
voice.
truly, and a moody, aspiring ninja chameleon named Espio, and an eager...
I'm
young
sorry,
demon.
whoa. What did you say? A movie aspiring?
3 valiant souls doing their best to fight crime and counter injustice in the unforgiving concrete canyons of the cold, naked city.
Hey, that was pretty good. I should be writing this down.
I can't tell you how difficult this must have been for Keith Silverstein, primarily because Vector has always been a more, like, loud, yelly character. Like, since he had, a voice in Heroes, he's always been very loud and bombastic. So for him to develop this voice that he's been doing for Vector for 16 years, and then change fundamentally what it is into a more whispery, sultry kind of version of Vector, that's not easy. That's not, because you're so used to, psychologically, you're so used to how a character is from the get-go, to then have to change that to like, okay, it's supposed to be sultry, it's supposed to be whispery, but it's still supposed to sound like the character. It's a tricky thing to do, and it's something that I don't think people may have talked about too much.
Though after several wars and dealing with dimension-shifting bad guys, it's been quiet for a while. And with that, I left the bathroom and entered the rustic yet humble yet understated office of the Chaotix Detective Agency. When you live for your work, you might as well live in your workplace. Saving innocence while saving our
I would
necks.
know.
Espio the chameleon in the corner, throwing kunai bullseyes at our dartboard. And the
I wanted to see if you guys had any open cases I could lend you a hand with.
Oh, still no clients, huh?
we're taking time to regroup.
Yeah, but what if the package isn't from Eggman? What if it's a gift from a satisfied client?
Have we had any of those?
Hey!
Look out! It's a buzz bomber!
It was indeed a buzz bomber, one of Eggman's robots, like an angry jet-powered wasp. One too many direct hits from its laser blasts, and it's lights out.
Well, is he doing this in real time? Like, wait, I just had this thought, because in any other, like, audio drama, this would be, like, the narration, right? This would be, like, you know, the voice of the narrator. But we've established that he's actually saying these things out loud and that he's recording this. So is he just, like, to the side while they're getting attacked being like, by the way, like, we're being attacked right now.
Charmy, have we learned a lesson?
Never accept gifts from Sonic.
We'll come back.
Close enough.
Hey, since we did just defeat a badnik, who wants celebratory ice cream? It's been too long since I've had some frozen bubblegum flavored goodness.
Ooh, me, I do.
I guess it is warm out.
Well, that
Wait
was
to get ice
nicely
cream.
done.
What kind are you gonna get, Espio?
Pretty sure I'm lactose intolerant.
Little did
Pretty
we
sure I'm lactose intolerant.
How did we get here? What's going on? Did we ever get any ice cream? All will be revealed in the Chaotix Casefiles.
The Chaotix Casefiles? I can hear the theme music already.
Tooth and nail, they've brought it. The stealth, the sting, and the style. That SP.
I think, okay, I don't know that I can play most of this, right? So you probably just saw me jamming out to nothing. But if I'm correct, if my ears don't deceive me, I think I hear elements of Botanic Bass from Knuckles' Chaotix in the music, which I think is glorious. I think that's fabulous that they incorporate, because I was wondering, like, I was thinking it'd be cool if they incorporated, like, certain elements from the theme from Heroes, the Chaotix theme from Heroes, and as I was thinking that, I, like, hear the dun 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 dun. I'm like, whoa, wait, I recognize that. Okay, obviously the main theme is amazing. It was funny too, I didn't realize that they were going to play the entire main theme at the end of episode 0. I purposefully did not download the theme song because I was like, well, it's just the theme song. I literally cannot listen to it because of Content ID stuff. But I'm gonna condense that, you know, just add the parts that are relevant. But I think this is, at the end of the day, what this might have to be. Because I've thought of doing this as sort of a reoct thing. But it's hard to do because, like I said, I'm focusing so much on what's being said, and I don't want to, like, interrupt the flow of anything. And when I'm focusing on what's being said, I'm purely just listening to it. There's no, it's hard to have a reaction. It's hard to, like, say anything in response to any of it, just because it's like, okay, well, I'm listening intently to what is happening. So it is hard. But I guess what I could do at the end of it all is just talk about what I thought about it. And I think that's almost more difficult for me because my thoughts are so difficult to organize sometimes. But as far as an introduction goes, I think that this is very interesting for two reasons. For one, I do love the comedic nature of how it starts. You know, like, you know it's Vector who's, like, detailing all this different stuff, and you hear Espio and Charmy in the background, like, being like, dude, what are you doing? Obviously, it's the Chaotix. You kind of can't not have comedy when the Chaotix are involved, which is something I love about them, for sure. The thing that I do think is kind of weird in terms of storytelling and in terms of presentation, and this is really just a nitpick. It's more so, like, it's more an observation than it is a complaint, right? It's not so much a complaint as it is, like, I think this is weird and I probably wouldn't have structured it this way. You know, they have this, like, opening scene, this setup to what this series is going to be about, and then they tease what the big conflict is, right? Which I get that that's a way for them to sort of grab the audience's attention and be like, okay, this is what this series is building up toward, right? Like yup, that's me, how did I get into this situation kind of thing. But it just feels kind of whiplashy because it starts off, I guess, straightforward in terms of structure. It starts off very like beat by beat, this is what's happening in the present, and then as soon as they're like, let's go get ice cream, it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, I get captured later on with Sonic, and it's just like, oh, okay, that seems kind of sudden. Like, I understand why you're doing that, right? But I feel like in most cases where you're trying to tease the eventual result or like what the series is working up toward, you kind of start with that. I feel like you sometimes start with the, how did I get into this situation? Well, let's go back to the beginning. Instead, this is like this is the beginning, this is the setup for what's about to happen, and then this is what is going to happen later on. And episode 1 is like where things start to unfold. So I kind of understand why this is episode 0, but it just feels weird structurally. Like it's both a prologue but also like a sneak preview, and which is weird. Like I don't think I've ever experienced something that does both, because usually the sneak preview is kind of the prologue, right? It is the establishing what the conflict is, or like, again, where we're supposed to get at in the story. How did we get, and then the rest of the series is about how we get to that point and what happens after the fact, right? Here, there is a little bit more setup before they even establish what the eventual conflict is. Which is, it is interesting, but I also do wonder how long it's going to take for us to get there. I'm not sure. Episode 1, I think I see Victoria. Is that silhouette? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to find out in part 2, or I guess episode 1, next time on I React to the Chaotix Casefiles. We'll dive into episode 1 proper. Again, I think I might have to structure this as more of a retrospective reaction, right? Where I'm talking about the episode in terms of what it was I liked about it, rather than trying to listen to it all together. I might still record myself listening to it just in case there are any moments, any highlights, I guess, you'll be able to see. I just don't want to play the thing in full, because there are going to be swaths of time where like I'm just not reacting to anything. I'm just in the moment listening to things. And even moments where like I'm laughing at a joke, I may have to cut out just because it's like, okay, here's the joke. Ha! That was funny. Like, that can't just be what I show you guys. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see how I structure this. I do hope that you'll join me for this. I don't know how many episodes there are going to be of this, if they even told us how many there are going to be. But I hope to catch up to where I can start doing these closer to when they actually release. And if not, whatever. You guys are going to have, these videos to look on in the past, see my opinion of them if you so choose, if that's something that you're interested in. But yeah, it's good to be back. I think that this is a great way to sort of get back into the flow of things, and I'll see you guys for episode 1. Bye, everybody.